All right, and we are back here on the WCW Tribute Radio Show. We are joined by a man who's had several different characters over the years in WCW, most notably Yeti, the Reese from the Flock, and Big Ron Studd, a direct take from his trainer, Big John Studd. We are joined by Ron Rice today. Hopefully I didn't say that wrong. How are you doing, Ron?
It's Reese like the peanut butter cup. That's all right.
Just like your character in the Flock, too. So Reese.
Yes, yes. Well, I was trying to keep it very simple. I'm like a stripper, I can't get too crazy with the stage name, otherwise I forget who to call me.
That way you could remember your name easily. I get it.
Yes, yes.
Now, my first question here is, how did you originally get involved in WCW?
Well, I was playing basketball over in Europe, and I was just sort of tired of it. And my agent had played golf with Big John Studd at a celebrity golf tournament, so he knew him. And the next time Big John Studd came out to the West Coast, I met up with him and told him I wanted to get into wrestling, and he was trying to get back into it. And it was a time of the great migration from WWE or WWF at the time to WCW. So he was thinking about doing that, and he got cancer and got sick. And then I just came down and was like, hey, and they're like, well, we got the power plant, and pretty much I just started at the power plant and went from there.
Oh, wow. So you were in the power plant.
Yes.
Now,
You infamous power plant.
yeah, a lot of superstars came out of there, and a lot of not
Yeah.
superstars came out of there as well. Now, you spent quite a few years in WCW, and like I said, you were in part of quite a different array of gimmicks and storylines and angles.
Sure.
What are some of your fondest memories from your time in WCW?
I just think overall it was a lot of fun. Everyone had a pretty good time, and going down to Disney once every couple months for a couple weeks was always a lot of fun. I remember coming out with the Monday night show and going after Raw. I remember some like crazy times with Eric Bischoff announcing who's going to win the matches on Raw and stuff like that. I mean, that was pretty cutting edge TV at the time of stuff that we were doing. It's pretty much just normal stuff now. So it was great, and I believe when we were doing it, we were on for 2 years at the top of the thing.
Yeah, almost 2 years. I think he was at 84 weeks exactly. But yeah, there was a lot of time there. Now, what was one experience that you had in WCW that really kind of upset you?
I just thought the overall lack of leadership there. There was no real plot or anything in there. It was just pretty much just go with it, And I saw that Chris Jericho was talking about when he went to WWE that each guy had a guy that sort of led him through the matches and stuff. And when he went to WCW, it was just sort of like, well, here's the finish. Now get there, And it's like, all right, whatever,
Yeah. Now, a lot of the people that we interview, they have a lot of good ribs and road stories that happen. Can you share a funny locker room or road story from your time in WCW?
I'll never forget. I was wrestling as the Giant Yeti, and I went to the pay-per-view, and I was the Super Giant Ninja Yeti, and I was scared to death. Didn't know what was going on with my first real pay-per-view, and I got out there, and Brian Pillman just came up there and twisted my mask around so I couldn't see. And by the time I got it back up, I was knocked out of the ring and back in the locker room. So it sort of took a lot of nervousness away from me trying to figure out how to see out of a mask, So it was pretty good. Also, Perry Saturn used to make me press slam him off my knees. Everyone thought that was really fun.
Now, obviously every company has some issues, and you talked about the leadership a moment ago. But what are some of the other problems that you saw during your time in WCW?
I just think, obviously, the drugs were a big problem. And when we were on top, everything was great. It's like being on a winning team. When you're winning, there's no problems. It's when you start losing that all the friction and animosity comes out.
And what do you feel was one of the main contributors to the demise of WCW?
I don't know. Everyone tries to pinpoint it on something from Bischoff to this to that to this. I think just maybe that they went to the NWO angle one too many times. I think also once it got sold from Turner, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that it wasn't going to just be sold and shut down.
That's what a lot of people say. Just the people who bought it just were not into wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, it was no longer the protected child. So.
Right. Now, what do you miss the most about WCW?
The money. And then the friendship. It was good paychecks, so that was always nice. The traveling was great. Meeting the fans and doing all that kind of stuff was a lot of fun. But overall, it was a good experience. It was a really good experience for, being young and single.
So this next question is one I was really looking forward to asking you because, like we were talking about, you were you played a lot of characters as the Yeti. You were actually in the Giant's first match where he defeated Hulk Hogan for the championship.
Yeah.
What do you feel? And I hope I didn't just answer this question, but what do you feel was the best storyline or angle that you were ever a part of?
Well, I thought the flock was really good. We were getting a pretty good run on that, and then to be honest with you, I think a lot of egos got bruised by how. We were sort of viewed as a mid-card combination, and then we just got, I blame it all on Lodi. Lodi got so much heat that everyone was upset with us for stealing their heat. So, it's tough when Lodi's in the front row and in between matches and 15,000 people are yelling, "You suck." And then, the main event guys come out and they don't say anything. So, sort of put some guys in some tough positions.
It was right when we were getting ready to get to the end of that. What were you thinking when that stable was ending?
I thought it was really good, and they kept saying they were going to keep us going, and then they were like, "Well, we're going to split things off," and then they sat me down, and were like, "Hey, we're going to take you off TV for 60 days, and then bring you back," and I thought that was great, and I trained real hard, and they brought me back. I was going to be the Maestro's bodyguard. And then I just, they never really did the piano thing with the Maestro like they were supposed to. So I don't know, it is what it is.
Okay, Ron, well, I want to thank.
The problem with WCW, I thought was like one guy would tell you one thing, and then there was 13 other guys that had other plans for you. So it's like, you never knew what was going on.
All right, Ron, well, I want to thank you for joining us today.
All right.